Okay, the 2018 cruise night season is on us, and we're having some great time going to various cruise nights. And tonight we're in Frankfort, Illinois, their downtown area. Of course, you know, on Thursday evenings has a cruise night. So the weather's great, a few clouds in the sky, but the temperature's right where it's supposed to be on a good cruise night. Variety of cars from what I'm seeing in front of me and behind me. So let's take 5, sit down, go get a cold one. We're gonna go start looking at some cars and then bring you the best car show coverage ever. Stay tuned. Okay, as we're cruising through here, we saw a gem of a car, a Kaiser, and we're going to find some history on it and the owner. And your name is?
Dan Collier.
Dan, where were these cars manufactured?
I believe in Indiana.
I wasn't sure,
not,
that's why I asked.
I'm not real sure on it, but there's quite a few of them that did survive. I found this car in Galesburg.
No kidding. How long have you owned it now?
I'd say a year.
Okay.
A year. I drove it home from Galesburg.
No kidding. Wow. And what year Kaiser is this?
1953.
Okay.
65 years old.
Wow. Unbelievable. And beautiful styling. Ladies and gentlemen, this is when a car was styled like a car, not like you see right now. You know, everything looks like an aerodynamic bullet. This car had some style to it, and it had this was the Metropolitan model, is that correct? Or
Manhattan.
Actually, yes. Okay.
They made one called a Dragon that was above this.
Okay. And you said when you bought it, you drove it. How did it immediately drive? I mean, is it ready to go on the highway, or?
No, I guess it had bias ply tires on it, and I still have the bias plies. For whatever reason.
Well, to be period correct with the car too.
Yeah. Well, I will eventually put radial tires.
Sure.
on.
Okay. And the last thing is I have to compliment you on the stainless steel trim on this car is impeccably clean, in order. Was it like that when you got it, and is it hard to maintain?
I can take no credit for it at all. This car is pretty much the way I bought it, other than I replaced part of the upholstery.
Okay.
I put power steering on it.
Okay.
And I also put a 6-volt alternator on it.
Okay.
And it starts up and runs good. It's a good old car.
So my last question is, do you and your family and friends, do you like going to shows frequently with this car? Or?
Well, this is the last car that I use. I still have a 47 Lincoln Continental.
Oh, wow, beautiful. Okay.
But that wasn't an orphan, so I didn't bring it tonight.
Okay. Anyhow, I'm going to grab a hand and thank you so much for coming up and speaking to us and talking a little bit about your Kaiser Manhattan.
Well, thank you.
All right, and best of luck every time you show it.
Thank you very much.
We have a guy from Solo here, wait. Okay, as we're going through the car show, cars, trucks, vehicles of all makes and sizes, but I've always been kind of partial to special interest trucks, SUVs, and this K5 Blazer is no exception. It is gorgeous, and we're going to find the owner and find out a little bit more about it. And your name, sir?
Brian.
Brian, how long have you had this beautiful, I hate to call it a truck, it's sort of like a sport utility vehicle. But.
Well, thanks. I had it, I bought it in 2010, came from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
It is like impeccably gorgeous. Now, it doesn't look like it, but is that the original paint, or is that an original color?
It's everything's original as far as the sheet metal and everything. It's all the GM sheet metal.
Okay.
When I got it, it was basically sun beat, had some dents in it and everything. So pretty much just a frame up restoration.
Okay.
Take the dents out, repaint the whole thing, all the nooks and crannies, redid the interior, pull the motor trans, just had that reworked. But
Okay.
the motor was replaced at one time by the previous owner, probably in the early 90s, that I found out. And then, but everything was working fine on it, and just cleaned it all up, detailed it, put some of my mods on it that I wanted to,
Yeah,
as
I
far
was
as the
just going to
wheels
say, I see
and
some
stuff.
specialization on it.
Yeah, the wheels. I wanted to go with as big a wheel as I can go
Sure.
on it without raising up the body or putting a lift kit on it. So I did that, and I went with the more of the period correct bottle cap hubcaps with it, with a little bit bigger rim.
And you know what? I was going to bring all that stuff up. My compliments. This is exactly how I would have done this
Oh,
Blazer,
well, thank
and,
you very
and many other people. It has that stock look to it, but yet it's got a great curb stance, especially getting the size rubber you got on there without modifying the height of the vehicle, which is really looks nice. And then, of course, we're using the small Chevrolet bow tie hubcaps, chromed, and of course they're stainless. They look great. If my memory stands corrected on this, is that rear seat removable if you wanted to?
Yeah, 4
take that
bolts
out?
that'll
And
come
then basically
right
that
out.
comes right out.
Yeah.
Now, the roll bar was definitely an aftermarket thought, right?
The roll bar was actually, there was back in the early 70s, there was a company called Hickey, and basically they would do a bunch of mods to these trucks and everything, but it was more like a dealer type thing.
Okay.
I mean, they still do that today, not Hickey, but other companies.
Sure. For this application.
Yeah. So basically, when you went to the dealership, you checked off what you wanted. I mean, they offered auxiliary tanks, they offered a different style hood, they offered a rear spare tire carrier and everything. That was all done
Yes, I
through
do
Hickey.
remember seeing that.
Yeah, this actually did have it on there, but I took it off because I like the way.
And
the
I
back
agree
looked.
with you. Between the wood
Yeah.
grain paneling on the Chevrolet the logo across the tailgate, it looks great. The bumper looks great. Did you have to do some re-chroming on that bumper? or
Basically, I mean,
you
sometimes
cleaned it up? Or?
the front bumper was original. Back one was all dented up and everything, so
So you
I
had
had to get another one for that.
Okay.
Um,
You know, as we're talking, I'm looking down the side of this car on the driver's side. That looks smooth as an arrow to me.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I actually didn't take all the dents out of it because I still wanted it to be somewhat of an honest truck and everything.
Sure.
But,
No, I'm with you on that,
We
yeah.
did, took out some of the bigger ones and everything, and then cleaned it up and sanded it, blocked it, and new paint job all the way around.
And a couple last questions. When you redid the 350 small block power plant, did you do anything high performance with it? You just put it to specs again? Or?
Not at all. Basically, just took it apart. Basically, checked out the gaskets and everything. And I mean, it's a Chevy, so it's got a leak. Unfortunately, that's what they do.
Every I'm laughing because every small block Chevy I've ever had, including one that was in a Z28, the timing chain cover where it met the oil pan, it was just like assume it's going to leak there. And that's where it leaked.
Yep.
Well, every one I ever had. How about you?
That and the rear main seal, usually
okay.
you'll find that a
Okay.
lot. But so just basically ended up, I pulled off the oil pan and everything, and then basically the crosshatch patterns were still in the cylinders and everything.
Okay.
It wasn't burning any oil or anything, so
Yeah, that's good. That's
I
really
basically just put it back together at that point because I didn't feel I need to go any farther with it.
Sure.
Regasket the exterior, paint it up nice, and throw it back in the truck.
good. Now here comes the last $1,000 question here. When you go to put your fiberglass roof back on, how many people does it take to do it, and how do you store it when you don't have it on your
Well,
truck?
right now it's hanging on the rafters in my garage. And then basically got to invite 4 friends over,
Okay,
and
yeah.
some pizza and some beer.
I was
and,
just going to say,
normally,
I'm seeing dinner there
Yeah.
and a couple of cold ones.
normally that'll work, and then it turns an hour project of work, and then we sit around for about 4 hours.
And if my memory serves me correctly, is there glass in that tailgate? Or
Yeah,
that
the back,
comes
the
up
back
at-
window is a regular lift-up type window.
Right.
Just
Okay.
like a pickup cap would be.
All right. Well, at this point, I want to thank you for grab a hand there, and thank you for stepping up and
Well,
speaking
thank
with
you.
us.
Thank you very
You
much.
have a beautiful K5 Blazer here, and I just have a great time enjoying it every time you show it.
Great, thank you very much. I
You bet.
appreciate it.
My wife was like, "Are you out of your mind?" I said,
over that or anything? Or just go with it? Okay, Clem, the owner and operator of AC Variety, I think he found a car that's kind of familiar. Might have been in the movies. I'm not sure. Let's take a better look as he's backing up with that camera. Could that be Christine? Or isn't it? I'm not sure. Could Christine have grown up and grew a couple of extra doors and seats? Could this be like Christine's mother's car? The station wagon? Christina? Hard to say. I don't hear any rock and roll playing, but this is one hell of a nice looking Plymouth. Really, really cool. This is the Suburban Edition Custom. Really, really cool. Really, really cool. Everybody associates, this red Plymouth traditionally with Christine, but this is a cool version of a station wagon, the family car. From the roof rack to the advanced crank down window, the window goes into the tailgate, and also these rubber snubbers here. When the tailgate's in the down position, they rest against the bumper, so you don't damage the bumper. And then you have little step pieces on here too, so the kids and everybody else can like jump right back in. Anyhow, cool car. It's not Christine, but we'll call it Christina. Thanks, Clem, for checking that out. Okay, for all you lovers of British sports cars from British Leyland and all the other manufacturers back in the day, MG, I could go on and on. This Triumph is no slouch. It's a TR6. This car was awesome. Awesome to drive, awesome fun in it. I had a friend of mine that had one of these in college, and we had more fun with this car than I could legally say. But anyhow, I always loved that the TR6 emblem on the back there, especially incorporated the Union Jack or the Brit flag there. This one I think was converted to for 5-mile-an-hour bumpers. That's why you have the big black snubbers on there. That was in order to get it imported into this country. A couple of the interesting things, I'm going to use a little English UK terminology, but the pop cap, this is where you would put the petrol. Of course, if you're in England, you put petrol in there. United States, hey, I'm going to get some gas, you know what I mean? Whatever, South Side guy. But that had a cool pop-up there. It was very racing influenced. Car is awesome. I always loved the way they got a nice size tire tucked in on that car. Car was very well handling too. Had a great turning radius, if I remember correctly. But anyhow, thought you'd enjoy seeing it. Triumph TR6.
Oh, hell yes. Now, this is what I'm talking about.
Okay, we're running across this Corsa Corvair. We're going to find the owner and find out a little bit more about it, because everywhere I look, this car is not only gorgeous, it's got such cool appointments. And here we go. And I think I found the owner. And your name, sir?
Ron Hirsch.
Ron, can you tell us a little about, first of all, we were just underneath the hood here, and we found this awesome scale model of, I think, where your man cave is, where you thrash on your Corvair. But tell us a little bit more about it.
I was at the International Corvair Convention in Pittsburgh this few weeks ago.
Okay.
And I entered that in a diorama contest.
Okay.
And I won first place with that
Wow.
diorama. That's a diorama pretty much of what my garage looked like and me working on my car.
That is what inspired you to do that piece of art. Like, it is gorgeous. It's the detail is second to none.
Well, I made two other dioramas
Okay.
previously, and the first one was called The Find, which is a picture of this car in a wooded area.
Okay.
The Find.
Sounded like a true to light story there.
The second diorama, and I won first place at a Corvair convention in 2015.
All right.
No, wait.
A few years back.
A few
Okay.
years back. And the second diorama I made is Problems Bringing It Home.
Okay.
It's a diorama with a 65 pickup truck towing a trailer with the barn find
Okay.
on the trailer.
Okay.
The hood up. The figures are looking trying to figure out what's wrong with the
I,
car.
I can clearly see the inspiration behind your subjects of art here because they're true to like what you had to endure to get the car home, you know.
Right. That's not real. You know, I didn't tow it home. I drove this car
Did you
home.
really?
Yes.
Oh, okay, my head's
40
off to you on that one.
45 years ago.
Okay. Well, you know, I know. Tell us a little bit about the car, because I first of all, off camera, I mistakenly thought that there was a 110 engine in here, and now that I see the emblem on the uplifted hood, it definitely says 140. Didn't know that much about that. Can you kind of bring us up to speed on that engine and any modifications you might have done to it?
Chevrolet introduced that engine in 1965, which this is a 65 Corvair,
Okay.
and it's got four single-barrel carburetors,
Wow.
which makes it into a 140.
Okay.
This one has a 4-speed. It's got positive traction. It's the Corsa model,
Right.
which means it's the sport model in the Corvair line. So,
I was always impressed with the roof line and the lines on this car. People used to call Corvairs the poor man's Porsche or all kind of other. I just thought the car stood on its own as a classic rear engine car, and for its size, the handling and performance, excellent. And I mentioned off camera too, I was very impressed with the rally wheels, the Chevrolet rally wheels that you have on this car, and the way they fit in the wheel wells really nicely.
those are 69 Camaro rally wheels, 7 inches wide by 14 diameter, and they fit perfectly on the Corvair.
Wow, and it bolt right to it.
Yeah.
Wow, they're gorgeous on this car. It's a great set-off. Now, I remember this color blue being very popular. Is this the one that they called Merino blue, or is this a different shade, darker, lighter?
This is called Burnout Blue Metallic.
Okay, yeah, I'm checking the metallic as the sun's going in and out here. Did you have to bolster up the paint a little bit, repaint it, or how did that through the years?
This was originally crocus yellow.
No kidding.
Yes.
Okay, was the interior always a dark color like that?
The black interior
Okay.
was always
Crocus
this is
yellow,
the
I can't even
original
picture that.
interior. by the way.
Okay, and you decided to make a change with the color?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. Crocus yellow wasn't in mine.
It wasn't in your repertoire there.
No.
Great selection of the change. I had a friend of mine years ago that had a '68 Camaro, and his was this color, and it was just a beautiful car that was available. Beautiful color available on Chevrolets and a lot of GM products. The last thing, if we could go to the back for a minute, and I have one more question. I don't want to take you away from the people and the fans here that want to see your car, but the set off around the taillights that you have painted silver, was that? Could you get that a different color from the factory? Say a black or a flat black, or
No,
was that
the,
just
the silver is indicative of the Corsa
okay? So
model
it was
car.
a trim part of the Corsa trim package.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And the antenna, rear antenna, is
Okay.
an option to buy.
Okay.
Normally they would be in the front,
Okay.
on the right side. But the options, I converted it to electric fuel pump
All right.
and added gauges in the back and I added a third brake light window in the rear window,
Okay. I'm looking.
just for safety items.
That's. Yeah, I was gonna say if you drive to and from shows, it's probably a good idea.
People are looking for the third brake light a lot of times.
Yeah, they are. It's kind of like customary now. People are going for it. Quick thing, I'm looking down below the bumper and I'm seeing the chrome tips on your turn down exhaust. Is there any modification to that exhaust, or with the 140 engine, was there a special exhaust from the factory, or?
That is my own design. Those are cherry bombs.
Excellent. I bet this
and
sounds cool.
pretty much straight through. And,
Yeah, pretty much.
and those are Borla extension tips,
Okay.
2.5 inches.
I
cut-
might add that must be a nice touch to giving this
It is.
a little throaty sound there. You know.
It does have a little throat sound. I can start it up for you if you're
Let me ask
so
the
inclined.
director here. Can we fire up this Corsa and listen to this 140? I think it's gonna be music to our ears. We got a thumbs up, so let's check it out. We should get an interesting echo off of the ground here where the Corsa is parked. Now he's got Cherry Bomb's exhaust, Cherry Bomb mufflers. That's a straight through glass pack muffler. Is that sweet or what? I love that pop. Excellent. That almost sounded like fuel injection. At RPMs went up so fast. You'd never know there was the carburetors on there. Good response, fast response. Quick thing is I backed up, and when the last questions I'll ask, I'll talk. Well, you know what? Turn it off again. Sorry, stand by. I'm breathing pure film fumes here. No catalytic converter conversion here. But anyhow, no, I was going to say the little grills below the bumper for ventilation to the engine. Were those stainless from the factory also on the Corsa?
Those are anodized aluminum.
Okay.
And that's a factory grill. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had forgotten if they were color keyed to the body, or it was, or they were stainless, or you know how
No, those are anodized aluminum inserts.
Okay.
And that was only this year they made it for the Corsa. That's the way they designed it for this particular year. They made the Corsa in a 180 turbo.
Did they really?
Also,
Okay.
in 65 and 66. But they kept the 140 engine on up until the demise in 69 of the
Okay.
Corvair. So you
And,
could still buy the 140 engine in
Wow.
a Monza. But they only had a Corsa in 2 years. Only 2 years. So.
Anyhow, at this time I want to grab a hand and thank you so much for coming up and telling us about this beautiful car. And it's definitely a labor of love, and definitely your wealth of knowledge on this Monza or Corsica. Sorry.
Corsa.
Yeah. Love the car. Enjoy every time you show it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You bet. How late's a nice looking family scene? Can we just get it on
Hi folks, how are you doing? I work in retail. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi guys, how's it going? Up. I talked to him. He come in. Well, the other guy that's working for him, first he came for a load, and then Butch came for a load around noontime.
1500?
Yeah, 19. Hey, I took a picture and sent it to Tommy. I said, here's your future job. I don't even have left.
Okay, you know at AC Variety we're partial to Ford sometimes, especially because the Dave Paninsky, the owner and operator of AC Variety, his family's collected Fords for generations, but he just found a T-Bird here that it's a 56. It is gorgeous. I've never seen one this color before, and the appointments on the engine, the aluminum work on the air cleaner, I shouldn't say aluminum but chrome, aluminum valve covers with the Thunderbird inlay on the valve covers, just gorgeous, just absolutely gorgeous. And as you go by the interior, look at the way the interior is color keyed to the body of the car and the color of the car. Absolutely gorgeous. Of course the dash is pretty much original. Of course we have an automatic transmission naturally, but again, beautiful, including the spinner on the steering wheel for that round the corner stuff. Of course, this has a removable hardtop, which obviously is off right now. And what T-Bird wouldn't be complete without a Continental deck? And look at this beautiful Continental deck. Not too big, not too small. This is probably one of the best looking 56s T-Birds I've seen in a while. And look at the, of course, that wire wheel inlay on the Continental deck enclosing the spare cover. Love it. This car is extraordinary. Wish the owner was here, maybe we could say a few words, but he went to Take 5, and I can't blame him, but nice car. Dave, thanks for finding it. Great T-Bird, great Ford. Okay, you know what? We're going to take a short break and be right back with you. Listen to this. Take the sidewalk, and that way we can do some B-room. Yeah. Think we'll get invited to have a beer. You think these guys will wave at us if you wave the camera over there? See, they would.
See, what channel are you Fortnite. Oh my god.
Uh-oh, it's here's the mic. She's just in time for karaoke, folks. Come on, right?
She's a singer.
I knew it. I recognized the face. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh my god, can I start you with something to drink?
See, we have too many of these floral stuff. Give us a wave, guys. Got it. Thank you. I don't know, this foliage is so high we can't see the people, but I think that's what the whole idea is, so you can't see the people in here, so no one's like interrupted, you know? Yeah, really. Okay. Looks like everybody's having a good time, so. Hey, buddy. Okay, this next one should be where the barbecue place.
Yep.
So there's no they're gonna love it or hate it. So we're gonna see if people see if people want to get interrupted while they're having some delicious barbecue and burgers and things. That great bill of fare here we ate earlier. But here we go. We're gonna see what kind of reaction we get as we walk through here. Nothing yet. No one's noticed anything. Just pretend like everything's normal, guys. It's okay. It's all right. Just wait. It's a normal night. You're having dinner. No problem. Okay. Same thing here. These folks are visiting. They just get them all on camera. All right. You know what? Let's get some names here. First name.
I'm Peyton.
And?
Michelle.
And?
Hunter.
Okay. Beautiful name.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Not that I was astonished or anything. Just a beautiful name. Oh, sorry. We interrupted the conversation.
No.
Friends of yours or?
Yes.
Okay. More names? You want more names? Okay. Just first name. Betty and
Tina.
Okay. So before we opened up and embarrassed everybody, including myself, what were you guys doing? Just cruise night, having dinner, and meeting with friends, all of the above?
Fat Roses.
Really? Okay. How was that?
It's delicious.
I heard that, but I've never been there.
How'd it go?
Really?
It's really good.
Okay. We got the thumbs up on the food critics, and they know what they're talking. Especially Hunter. She eats everywhere. So right. Not that she's a foodie or anything, but right? No, you can see she's not a foodie. Yeah, what can I say? Anyhow, thanks for bringing great sports. Love you. You can go back to having your conversation. Betty, thanks.
82, the showroom, and I would buy one day. It just took me 20 years.
Oh, let me give him a card. I'm sorry, you don't know who the hell we are.
That's okay. Thank you.
We do internet TV. We go off on Comcast too.
Oh, cool. I'd rather see that on TV.
You will. 6 weeks editing time though. Most of our viewers are on the internet, and once it's on the internet, it's archived, so it's on there like forever. So 5 years from now, you can tell that special someone. I was on TV once. Yeah.
You know, these
All right,
have a
take care.
stainless steel body, so that's a bit of a challenge in itself because of the.
Very roadable car, very sporty, the same engine as the full-size Packard, and the same drivetrain.
Don't go high buying it and all stock.
Okay, if you're a lover of real wire wheels, Dave Paninsky, owner and operator of AC Variety, better known as motorsagogo.com, just found a hot-looking 58 Buick Special sporting original wire wheels with some knockoff spinners. This is the most beautiful, pristine, red Buick Special convertible I've ever seen. As we're going around in front of the car, check out the front bumper, check out the grille work, the double headlights. Have you ever seen a car with more personality than this? There's no doubt, baby, this is a Buick. This is when a car was a car, a Buick was a Buick, and you could tell a Buick from a block away. It had look, it had style, as most of the cars did in that era. Again, as we're looking down the side of the car, getting that nice low angle, awesome view, awesome stainless steel work. If we move up a little bit and check out that interior, you'll love the two-tone piece work inside the interior, always color key to the body of the car. And again, my always favorite is take a look at the diameter of that steering wheel. That's a steering wheel and a half, folks. I think the horn ring on the steering wheel is about the size of a late model car now, but this car was a highway cruiser. And as we're drifting to the back, I'm going to step back for a minute. We keep up with the stainless steel and the chrome trim that was so typical of the 50s. Take a look at those taillights, the taillight housings, the big emblem across the trunk that says Special. Makes no mistake, folks, this is a Buick, this is a Special. And of course, put the gas in the bumper right there to see the flip lid. It says fuel right on it. Just detail. Buick was just known for that. And most of the GMs were, especially Cadillac Oldsmobiles and Chevrolet and Pontiacs. Anyhow, thought you'd enjoy seeing this beautiful, beautiful 58. Hope you like it as much as we did. Okay, hope you guys had a great time here at the Frankfort Cruise Night here in downtown Frankfort. I know Clem and I definitely had a great time. And we're standing in front of Glory Bee, one of the nice boutique shops that are up and down Kansas Street. If you ever get a chance to come down here and check things out. Not only is the cruise night interesting, but the restaurants and the gift shops and the antique shops all along this stretch of downtown is excellent. Excellent time to visit. Excellent little town to visit. Anyhow, on behalf of Dave Paninsky, owner and operator of AC Variety, who's on the camera tonight, and myself, Jim Alleruzzo, we thank you so much for watching. We always thank you for your kind comments that you pass through us through emails and comments on Facebook, etc., and back and forth, and we enjoy reading them and love to hear from you. So, thanks for watching again, and stay tuned for fun and exciting things always coming down the pike at ACV Television Network.